Hey guys, Ryan Madges here from Winning International. I'm super excited because we've literally just flown down one of our amazing clients, Lyndon Duncan, who's gone from $0 to $80,000 in only 4 weeks after struggling to break through in his coaching business for literally 6 or 7 months from starting out to getting there, and then had this massive breakthrough. So I've flown him down to interviewing so you guys can go through his journey, learn all the things that it took for him to be successful, but also the struggles that he had to go through to get to that amazing point, so you can replicate the process that he went through. And it's a no filtered interview, so we're literally not only swearing, but giving away all the strategies that we teach in our 20K program. So get excited, I can't wait to show you. But if you're watching this right now and you're just like, this sounds amazing, but I want custom help, then I've literally got 2 spots spare in my calendar this week. So make sure that you go below, put in your details and grab a clarity session. I'll help you break through what's holding you back in your business right now and give you a custom look. I'll look inside your business, give you a custom strategy to help you take your business to the same level that Lyndon's taken his. But guys, let's go straight into the interview right now. We're literally about to walk through an interview, so enjoy. Awesome. So super excited to have you here, Lyndon. Thank you so much for coming in. For those of you that are watching on, this interview is pretty much an opportunity to share Lyndon's journey, and we're going to be looking over the wins, we're going to be looking over kind of the struggles as well, and everything in between on what Lyndon did to go from scratch in his coaching business all the way to pretty much doing around 80K in his first month or so, which has been an amazing journey. For you guys watching, we want to give you an inside look and give as much value and authenticity around the legitimate journey of how we got from nothing to there. Because there were struggles at the start, and I remember our first conversation was quite, bare, and there's a lot of nerves coming into play, which is the same for everyone's business. So I really want to explore not just the wins, but the struggle and how you got there. So anyone watching along can just replicate your journey and be able to get some amazing success. So first of all, I just want to say massive thank you for coming, man.
Thank you very much.
Awesome to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Awesome, thanks man. So we literally flew Lyndon out this morning because his wins have just been so awesome. I wanted to share it with all you guys. So to kick us off, mate, if you could give us a little bit of an insight into what your business does, what type of coach you are, and then I'll kick into some other questions.
Sweet. So basically I'm a coach for tradies. I deal with tradies businesses to make sure they can get to their next level and build the business they want. I work with them because it's what I've done, it's what I grew up with, and I have the kind of mindset of I'm a tradie, so let's help other tradies. So I just build their business up to what they need it to be to get their life together, really.
Yeah, awesome. That's perfect. So I remember when we first chatted, moving into this space for you was a lot about family. You've got a massive family yourself and lots of beautiful kids, which is awesome, and I know it's a massively important value for you, so it's so cool to see your why and your vision starting out. But if we go back to that start of that journey, what do you think was the biggest hurdle, or what was kind of going through your head starting this process, especially jumping into our 20K program, 7-figure coach? What was going through your head? Put yourself and allow the guys watching to kind of jump into your shoes, what you were feeling starting out launching this business.
Failure. I was feeling failure. I failed a lot of times in my life and a lot of things. So to be given the strength really to push myself into this was money and failure was the only things going through my mind. And I had to try and push them out because you've got to invest in yourself, you've got to back yourself, and that's what I had to try and do. I had tried to build it up on myself, by myself for about 6 to 7 months. Had one client say yes and then never show up. So there was obviously something I was doing wrong because there was other people in the marketplace, and I had to get rid of the fear of failure.
Crazy. So there was 6 to 7 months in the lead up to us getting the pleasure of meeting and connecting. And I'm so glad that we did, because now you're doing super, super well. So I really want to explore that 6 to 7 months with putting your heart, because I know you're a big heart-centered guy, which is why people connect with you so well, because you've got that contrast with the no bullshit approach as well, which is what makes you so unique. But 6 to 7 months of trying super hard, you've got that family to support, and then starting out. So just kind of dive a little bit deeper into that whole essence. You said money and fear of failure were the 2 biggest things. So what was the fear around money?
I didn't have much, and I still, I was living week to week, didn't have a lot of money, and obviously had to make sure I could put the kids in gymnastics and dancing and to school, and then have my own wants, because obviously you got to look after yourself as well. So it was all about having to commit to it, and then be able to see the results in that as well. I've done other courses in the past, and well, they're just shit, most of them. So sorry, but that's the truth. Most of them. Yeah, then most of them don't give you support. Most of them say, we'll give you this, and then go, okay, do it by yourself completely now. And I was scared of that, but I pushed through because I've got to make a better life for my family.
Yeah, and that's what really stood out to me from you initially, which was awesome. So fear was a big thing. Can you just give me a little bit of an insight to what was going through your head as what you felt like was missing strategically, or what you think was the missing gap when you were starting, when we first had our initial conversation starting out? In your head, what did you think and feel was the missing piece from you getting to from where you were to an amazing end land of having a 7-figure coaching business? Confidence in myself and knowing the structures of the way to build it. So I was just doing one-on-one coaching, or trying to do one-on-one coaching. And it wasn't yielding results because I just wasn't structured enough. Sure.
And this brings in a lot more structure for me. But the fear part was because, like everyone, I've failed in a lot of things. So basically starting my landscaping business, because that's what I do as well, and came from failing at a job in landscaping. So I messed up on a really big project. Yeah, wow. Lost a lot of money for a company. And then all you've got from there on is, I failed. So then I just started trying to build up a landscaping company. Had that enough to support myself a bit. But this was where I wanted to be. I wanted to be there helping the people that I know about, that I know can do better things. Because tradies, like I always say, we build this city. If we don't do our job, businessmen like yourself don't get to fucking work. So, 100%. Sorry again.
don't apologise for swearing. It's your thing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've made people cry in webinars by swearing.
Yeah.
So don't worry, all good, man.
But it's all about the no bullshit approach. So basically I pushed through my fear, because in the end I'm going to help more people than that little bit of fear that I had in me that I couldn't do it. So.
Awesome. Cool. So the biggest thing going through your head starting out, the missing piece from you was structure. So half structure and half confidence.
Yeah.
So talk about, from a structure point of view, what did you feel like was missing?
All of it. I didn't know really how to plan my days. I didn't have what I now know are very important, which is steps to success. I didn't have the idea of do this, then this, then this. Yeah. Do this, then this, then this. I did everything. So I opened my fishing net too wide and didn't catch anything. Now I've got the structure. I come in and I zoom a lot closer, and I get only the ones who want my help and who need my help, instead of the Joe Blows who are just piss taken.
Sure.
So that's what structure helped with.
Okay, cool. So those two things that you kind of brought up there were structure from a plan point of view and from a steps to success point of view. The plan point of view is, just so the guys watching along know, the way that we do planning with the 7-figure coaches like Amazing Lyndon here is we have an exact, every quarter we do a complete plan. So every single campaign you're going to launch, exactly what you're going to do, how many sales sessions you're going to do, exactly where your finances are going to be. Everything's laid out, so at any time you know exactly what needs to be done. So that's the macro plan, and then you spoke about the steps to success, which is the weekly, what marketing campaigns are you going to do, what action steps are you going to do to make sure that you're always having to focus on the business and growing the business. Yeah. So do you felt like that helped a lot starting out?
It did. It helped a lot, because you would have in your head what you do, but if you don't write them down and have someone keep you accountable, or you just push it aside and say, oh, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. And it really helped me with my idea of commit to today. So basically we all have these dreams and visions and goals, and they're fantastic, but unless you do what you have to do every single day, they're never going to come. So when I had to write all these things down and then go, okay, so I've got to do that to get that, and I've got to do it today. Well obviously that helped, as you can see.
Yeah, definitely. So how did you find having Zach, who's your heart-centered enforcer, your coach, that knowing that if you didn't get your stuff done, you're going to get a call and he would literally smack down on you? Did that help? Did that hinder? Like, how did you find that process, knowing still, because you're at the start of this process, we've got minimum 11 months to go and hopefully working together for years to come after that. But How do you find knowing that you've got someone there? What does that do for your day? What does that do for your motivation? What does that do for the amount of implementation you put out?
It was funny. So this has actually changed. I know I've only been in for a little bit, but from the first week I did it, it was more about the fear of having someone have a go at me. But that was all because I still gave a shit what other people thought, which is what another thing I had to get through. So once I got over that, it was more the fear of, shit, I haven't done it. And he's going to tell me I haven't done it. And then I'm going to have to look in the mirror and go, well, you didn't do it, so no wonder you're not getting results. Like it wasn't so much about him. He kept me accountable. It was more about looking in the mirror and being able to say, I actually gave it a shot this week. Like I gave a fuck. Awesome. So that was what it was.
That's a massive asset because not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people can look in the mirror and say, Lyndon, you've got responsibility for your results. A lot of people ignore the mirror and just go, you didn't give me this, you didn't give me that, I'm missing resources, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. You says, Lyndon, I've got what I need. You just need to step up, grab that confidence and do it. Do the plan that these guys have set for me and get results. And the results have been amazing. 80K pretty much since then, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And my journey through life has made me understand that you have to do the things. But for some reason I was having a problem. Now that I've got that accountability and someone calling me on it, so then I have to look at myself in the mirror, it works a lot better.
Awesome, cool. So great stuff, man. It's so good to see how you overcame all that stuff. If you were to share kind of, because it's only the start of the journey like we keep saying, but just share some of your wins. I really want you to be able to reflect on how amazingly you've done so far. What do you think the three biggest wins you've had since starting this process? Because we had the 6 to 7 months where it was a bit of a struggle. And then boom, we started, 4 weeks later, here we are, and you've made 80K, things are awesome. What do you think the three biggest wins have been so far in terms of results that you've got in your own business that you could be proud of?
So it's funny, for me, the wins aren't about the money. The money's fantastic and that allows me to keep going. But one of the main wins was Zach making me do a Facebook Live. So Facebook Lives, I now know, are an amazing marketing tool, but they're also an amazing thing to get your message out there. So my fifth one I did has now got over 20,000 views, but which is, yeah, that's awesome. But I've also got messages from just about everyone from mums to tradies to employees saying that made them go to the next step and go into their business. I had a friend the other day who started her own party business because of my message of just do it, you know. So that was one, and that's my biggest one. And off the back of that, I've actually now got speaking gigs around Australia actually. So I'm going to Port Douglas to speak, and I'm speaking in schools, and I'm getting my message out there of being a tradie's absolutely fucking awesome, and we can all be great at it, and we can all build big businesses. You've just got to apply yourself. So to be able to actually get that message out there, that's another pretty huge win. And then really the third one would be just the confidence in myself that I've got now, which I think was already there before the first sale because of Zach and the Facebook Lives and things like that. But now I'm unstoppable. Now you keep talking about a 7-figure coach, but I'll be 8 figures pretty soon. So
we know that. We know that for sure, my friend.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, 4 weeks, 80K, that's 20K per week, which 20K per week over a year is 7 figures. So you've almost pretty much hit the mark of where you need to be up to in the first 4 weeks. I want to quickly step back a second and just say, freaking awesome job. That Facebook Live, from my point of view, it was an amazing Facebook Live because you put your heart out there. And for those that are watching, a Facebook Live is when you can broadcast live onto Facebook, which is daunting because you can't re-record if it doesn't go according to plan. So we force, the clients to do it because it's a great way to have to be present, to go outside your comfort zone and share a message that goes out there. And usually if you get 100 views, that's a great start. 500 views is amazing. 20,000 views for Lyndon here, who just drilled a message home and getting paid speaking engagements.
Still remarkable.
Yeah. Cool. Can you share any of the specific speaking engagements that are lined up and kind of just for the coaches to know how much you're getting paid for it, or can you give any of that information so those guys can kind of know what they could get if they stand out as well?
All right, so the first speaking gig I got, which came straight off that 20,000 view, was a gig up in Townsville to my target market of tradies by a construction company that's turnovers over $100 million a year. I get to speak to 100 tradies in a room with just me as the only speaker. So selling from stage is the next thing I need to get good at. But I'm getting flown up there, getting put up, and I'm getting $4,000 for it.
That's a dream.
Yeah, it is a dream, and it'll be fantastic, and I'm very excited about that, but it's not the one I'm most excited about.
Sure.
I get to go back to my alma mater, I get to go back to my school,
Yep.
and speak to about 300 kids from year 10, 11 and 12 in the hall, completely free. I'm not charging them a cent, that's where I went to high school. So, and that message will be all about committing to today. Life's going to kick you in the ass a lot of the times, but just get back up and keep going. So, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. I can already imagine it.
It's expanding onto me.
And they're going to destroy me, the kids. Oh.
You've had plenty of practice.
Yeah, exactly. I have with the 4 kids, but they're vicious enough.
I literally went back and I did the same thing, which was, again, for me, it was one of the biggest. I went back to my school and did a presentation exactly the same in front of 300 kids. And they attempted to tear me to shreds as well. It was funny though, like I called a few of them out and I don't want to fun with it, but going back all the memories and understanding how far that you've come and being able to go back as an inspiration, that would be so cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting.
So cool. Awesome. So great stuff. Those wins are amazing. That's to get paid $4,000 to be flown out to get to speak in front of 100 people, full stop, let alone 100 of your target market, which is a dream because you could convert them into your program as well. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's still, yeah, no, it is.
Awesome. So let's go a little bit away from the wins because they're awesome. 80K in 4 weeks, 20K a week business, now going for 8 figures, paid speaking gigs around the country, Facebook Live with over 20,000 views. And this is in a month or so. It's it's crazy. So the wins are massive. Let's go over to the learnings. Because what I want the guys watching to understand is I want them to take the wins as credibility, to listen to what you're gonna kind of go through as being the key defining factors for them. So if there were 3 main learnings that you've got yourself through this process from what we've taught you and the action that you've taken, what do you think the 3 biggest learnings have been so the other guys watching can kind of take them on board and start to thrive themselves?
Massive action. If you don't start now, if you don't start where you are and start getting your message out there through Facebook Lives, through just talking to people, just get it out there, you're not going to build your business. And it was something that I had to learn because I sat there. Yeah, I did 1 or 2 things, but massive action. If you take massive action, you get massive results.
I jump in there for a sec because you did take massive action. I remember our first call, I pretty much put it to you that I want you hustling harder than you've ever hustled before, and literally, even though it's strategically, it's not a good strategy at all, and I don't recommend it at all, except for from a confidence point of view. I even got you cold calling just as a growth strategy.
And it was pretty horrible, to be honest. I didn't enjoy it, but by the end of it, I just took it as is because you can't control what you can't control. If they were going to hang up on me before they knew what I was going to talk about, that was their loss. Like, I could have made them millions, and now who knows?
That's so cool, man. As I said, I don't recommend this strategy to anyone. I don't teach it, but I did it for you because I wanted you to get over those nerves early on, and I know tradies can be ruthless. And I thought, you get out there and you get past that, everything else is going to be easy. The Facebook Live, approaching people for speaking gigs and sales calls, and it's worked really well, which is pretty funny. So biggest learnings, massive action. That's the way that we do things in 7 Figure forces you to do that with the steps to success every week. If you don't get it done, you get a call, you get slammed. From a positive point of view, someone knowing your why, knowing what motivates you so he can keep you on track and you can look yourself in the mirror and know, did I perform, yes or no, which is important. So massive action on the important stuff, marketing, sales, thought leadership, content creation, all those positive things that are giving value. That's the first big takeaway. What are 2 more kind of learnings that you've had throughout this journey? For guys that are watching, just pretend that there's a coach sitting in front of you saying, Lyndon, I'm starting out, I've tried, I failed. Maybe they've been 6 or 7 months and not getting results either. What are a couple more things that you could share with them that could help them really thrive?
For every no, there's a yes, I guess, is kind of something I've started to learn. I mean, I've had a fair few, obviously, sales calls, and not everyone has said yes, but I could see that I was getting my message out there and people were learning. So for the 1,000 people that say no, there's going to be 1,000 people that say yes, as long as you can grow and consistent with your message. and your message just has to make sure you're giving them value. One thing I did learn coming into here is if you give value, you get value back. So in my previous endeavors, it was all about pay me, pay me, pay me. Now it's all about how can I help you, help you, help you. Now you see how good I am. Now you see the value you'll get from my course. And it's almost like that. They go, oh, yeah. On my first actual sales call, he asked me, how much can I pay you? Like, he didn't actually say whatever you want, but he said, please sign me up now because this is going to make a big dent. And he's already gotten 3 or 4 more jobs that are $60,000 and over compared to, he never used to have $20,000 jobs. That's landscaping, so it's just turnover, not profit, but from 20,000, I've already tripled his business. So that's in 3 weeks. And once again, it's just massive action and my no bullshit approach. If he didn't do it the first week and I called him on it, and now he understands that I'll call him on it every time. Just like you guys.
Exactly, that's so good. I love the name, by the way.
Yeah, I know you do.
What was the name before?
Canvas. So,
which is it's a good name.
Well, that's my landscaping name.
Yeah.
So Canvas Landscaping. There's a plug. But yeah, I've had that since I was an apprentice. I don't know why I had it, but then as soon as you said, I think we started with something, you went, oh, what about no bull? No bullshit trading, that's going to work. Yeah. So unfortunately, Facebook got pissed off at me because I wasn't allowed no bullshit, and that was everywhere.
So no bull.
No bull trading coach, and it works better because that can go into schools as well.
Sure. So you had a discussion with Mark Zuckerberg, and you worked out a deal
Yeah.
to just go with the no bull.
Yeah, I told him to stop being a pansy and get over it. But no, we just went with no bull afterwards.
Yeah, awesome. I think it's important. I just want to bring it up because a lot of people go in with something that's very bland, but I think a big key to succeeding as a coach is standing out. And that's an awesome way to stand out. So I just love it. It's awesome.
It's like what Gary Vaynerchuk says, you can't be romantic with your ideas. If you're romantic with your marketing or romantic with your names, you're not going to make it. So know who your avatar is, your client, and appeal to them.
100%. Awesome, man. So we've got take massive action, expect to get no's. And one example of that I want to bring up is you've come in, you're working from the office today over the next couple of days at Winning HQ, and you've actually booked yourself in a gig with a potential JV or potential speaking arrangement today. How did you go about setting that up?
I got the phone book out, looked for the biggest companies and called all 5 of them.
Cool.
So I got on LinkedIn and had a look through who was actually working in the area and found one, and talking to their boss tonight, and I'll set a gig up and I'll come and speak to them about resilience and how to commit to today. It's not hard. Like, you've just got to pull the book out. There's tons of names there, and when they're big commercial companies, they're not worried about the call like that. If you call them and say, I just want to give you value, and I'm going to do it tonight for for this fella. So, and I didn't want to waste time. Like, I'm not a Melbourne or City person, so
maximise it when you can.
Yeah, trust me, I'm meeting him at a pub, so that's awesome. Definitely me.
Yeah, wicked. That's great.
Yeah.
So what I love about that is expect to get no's. It takes no's to get to the yes. You had 4 no's, 1 yes. But you rang 5 people. You were willing to ring the 5 to get the gig. Now you're down in Melbourne, you've been flown down, we get to do this, we get to hang out here, and you're going to walk away with potentially a good cash, a good check for your time, as well as potentially speaking in front of a bunch of your target market as well that you could upsell into your program. It's awesome, man. And it's so good to see you taking that action. It's remarkable because most people don't do those simple things. So it's so good to hear that.
Yeah.
And thanks for being such a good role model. If there was one more kind of learning that you've had, so expect to get no's was one, take massive actions another. What else?
You gotta learn. You gotta learn all the time. You're not as good as you think you are, so get over yourself and just start learning. Well, really, I came into it and I'm talking to, once again, this is a no bullshit tradie coming out of me, I'm talking to a bunch of suits who are salespeople and that's what they do.
Yep.
I'm not that, but I had to get over myself. I have to master that to be able to build a business and get my message out there. So you're not as good as you think you are. Get over yourself and do the shit you have to do.
Yeah. No, it's just no bull approach.
Yeah, it is. It's no bull approach. You have to master your business, or else how can you train other people to do it?
Exactly. That's really good, man. Thanks for that advice. All right, cool. It's been great so far having you on. If you could leave the rest of the guys that are watching right now going, you know, this guy's an absolute gun. He's smashed it with one key takeaway. If you could give them one message to take away from this interview, you know, what would that one message be so they can go out there and thrive in their own coaching business?
Being in your comfort zone is going to get you nowhere. Get the fuck out of it.
Awesome. Explain it quickly if you want.
Just do action. Just start now. And even right now, if you start now, I guarantee you for the first week or two, most likely, shit's going to be flying at you. And everything's going to throw and you're going to get anxious and frustrated. Yep. My first call was me saying, I'm so scared right now.
Yeah.
But it's like in battle. If you go to battle, you're trying to get something great from someone else, shit flies at you. But you've got to get through that battle, then you get your rewards. So just get out of your comfort zone and do it.
Yeah, and it's so good to be able to hear you say that from a point of view where you've lived it yourself, being on that first call with Zach, who's your coach in this program, and saying, literally having to be honest and saying, I'm scared, I'm shit scared right now, and then be able to come up now and say to the other guys that are watching, take action. I've done it, you can do it too. And that's living as a role model, and from my point of view, that's the definition of being a true leader and a true coach, which you embody and which you are. So grateful to have you in the program. You're such an awesome guy. Thank you so much for the interview, and thanks for your no bullshit approach to the interview. It's been a bunch of fun. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much, mate. And let's smash it to 8 figures and beyond. How cool was that, guys? Had an absolute blast interviewing Lyndon just then, and he's an upstanding guy that's had some phenomenal success. But what I want you to take from that is that if he can do it, then so can you. Because you notice that he was struggling for 6 or 7 months and then he broke through. So if you're kind of in a place where you go, that was awesome and I learned a lot, but I still don't know what I need to do next, then all you need to do is go below, try to claim one of those 2 spots that I have available for a strategy session. And if I do get onto you, and I can't promise that I will be able to, but then I'll be able to help you with what you need to do next, to map out a custom plan, to look at the things that sometimes from the inside you can't see, and just go change that, that, and that, and make a world of difference. So you can catapult your success and break through exactly like Lyndon did. So super excited. Go below, put in your details, make sure you grab your potential strategy session if I've got time, and we'll help you out as much as I possibly can. So good having you tune in. Super excited to speak to you soon. So go below, grab the session, and we'll see you guys soon.